Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Here we have a residential application. So it's a pretty simple application. The only things that we're going to be looking at is, of course, the fan here in the center, and we have some doors. Now, I don't know whether the doors open inwards, like on this side, or whether they open to the outside, to the outside, as I have here. But either way, the drawing that I show will allow for either one, so it's not a big deal. Now, if the customer chooses to change the position of where I place the heaters, then this will come into the evaluation part of this. So anyways, let's go ahead and look at the dimensions as far as the property is concerned. So we have a 9-foot ceiling. This is 10-foot deep, and I have a 20-foot opening here. We have 3 walls, which is actually important because I don't talk about this too often, but every time you have a wall, that's protection from the wind and the movement of air within the patio. So it's always, if you have walls, or the more walls you have, or the more wind blocks you have, it could be even, let's just say, a tree or shrub over here that grows and keeps the wind from moving through the patio, but that always helps. So just to bear that in mind. Now let's go ahead and look at the where I would place the units. Here we go. So the customer did state that they were interested in the 6,000 watt units. These are 6,000 watts C series model, so that's 25 amps at 240 volts. And they did mention they would be willing to place a control system in it. That would be imperative if you were to use the 6,000 watt units. If you weren't going to use a control system with a 6,000 watt unit, then you'd want to consider a 4,000 watt unit, or maybe even just this unit with a duplex. Now, the duplex switch only gives you half power, full power, so it's not really a control system, but it definitely would allow you to utilize a 3,000 watt unit, let's say, on average days, and then really cold days go to the 6,000. So, but 6,000 watts at the 9-foot elevation is rather high or intense, so that's something to consider. Now, I'm going to go back to the dimensions. You can see here I have them at about 8-foot center. I got 8'2", and that's important as far as the clearance below. So this is what I was talking about before. The dimension of this, I believe, was, let's just put that in here real quick. I repositioned it so that I think that's 52 inches. Let's just stick with the 52 inches for right this moment, but yeah, this isn't going to let me grab this because of the type. Let's see if I can do here. Let's go from here. So it shows a 6-foot diameter. Sorry, 4'6" diameter. So this is use that. I think that's correct as far as what the customer gave me. I'm gonna take that off right now. All right. So in any case, we got clearance to that edge here, and that's why I have this 8'2" and 3/16. And then also, of course, if the door opens outwards, we're covered here. But if you were to choose to, move this heater closer to that door, this is, a 1.5 feet further closer to the door. So that could be an issue real soon. So, and also the fact that you're just not going to get the ray crossover that I'm looking for. So let me go back to that, and we'll look at the array itself. Oh, and so the other thing we want to look at is the clearance back here. We need that 18 inches of clearance, which we have plenty. You could move these heaters a little bit back further. I'm not sure what the use of this patio, how it's going to be used. I just threw some chairs back in the back corner, but it could be a table, dining table, something of that nature. So that's also information. It's helpful to make a determination of what heaters to place and where to place them. All right, so let's take that off. I'm going to take the dimension off and then go ahead and show you the ray. So here you can see that clearance, or that the distance apart, that 8 feet 2 and something, doesn't allow me to have that crossover ray that I usually look for in the center, and especially doesn't help back here. So something to think about. Now, this footprint of heat that I'm showing here is the predicted footprint of heat that's most acceptable. You can see that it's really designed for further application height on a 6,000 watt unit. But if you had a dimmer system, then of course that'll be dimmed down to allow it to be comfortable down here in a multitude of different temperatures. But you can see that the crossover is not hitting here, and but the truth of the matter is that there are rays that come out further from each one of these heaters. They're just not the most intense and predictable rays that we're looking for. So would this be comfortable? Probably, especially the fact that we got these 3 walls around the structure here, so, and a ceiling, of course. So I wouldn't be too worried about this. Now, you probably, if it was something that you needed to utilize the center position right here, then you could potentially just angle these heaters slightly, maybe 3 to 5 degrees. Now, you do need to make sure that when you do angle them that you would allow for an offset. So you can see that I'm so close. Once I change this angle, I'm going to have to bring this a little bit, an inch or so further to the right, and then of course to the left over here. So, but is it doable, and can you get the crossover rays? Yes, that is doable. So, all right, well, that's it for this this particular application. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating applications, just send us an email to support@patioheat.com. And a thumbs up always is helpful for us, because we don't advertise on YouTube, and that helps with the algorithms to get the message across to everybody. So thank you very much, and you have a great day.